feel like you're fighting a losing battle with your allergies, you're not alone. That feeling that your symptoms get worse each year, that the sneezing, itching, and exhaustion last longer than they used to, it just isn't in your head. The usual advice is to blame the pollen, take another allergy pill, and just try to get through it. But what if the real problem isn't just what's floating around in the air? What if it's a hidden change happening inside millions of us? A deep shift that's making our bodies ready to attack, making our old solutions feel like trying to put out a forest fire with a water pistol. Today, we're revealing the secret biological reasons your body's alarm system is stuck in overdrive and why beating chronic allergies is getting harder than ever. Let's be clear. Chronic allergies have become a huge health problem around the world. For over 50 years, the number of people with allergies has been going up in developed countries. In the US, about 1 in 4 adults has a seasonal allergy. Meanwhile, food allergies in children have exploded. Some reports show that food allergies in kids have gone up by 50% since the 1990s, now affecting about 1 in every 13 children. But it's not just the numbers. It's how bad it gets. It's the constant drip in the back of your throat that never seems to go away, the headache from sinus pressure, extreme fatigue, and that nagging feeling that you're becoming allergic to new things. You do everything that you're supposed to. You check the pollen count, keep the windows shut, shower, and take your medicine, but the relief doesn't last, if it comes at all. Each year, the fight just seems to get longer and harder. This leads to a bigger question. Why? If we have better medicine and more information than ever, why does it feel like we're losing the allergy war? The answer isn't just one thing. It's a handful of hidden causes that create a perfect storm, starting deep inside our own bodies. To solve this mystery, we have to start with our body's security team, the immune system. For years, scientists have talked about the hygiene hypothesis. The idea, which started back in 1989, was that as our world got cleaner with less dirt and fewer childhood illnesses, our immune systems got bored. Think of your immune system as a super smart security team. It was trained over thousands of years to fight off real dangers like germs and viruses. But in our clean, modern world, this team has less real work to do. With no major threats to fight, it gets jumpy. It starts to mistake harmless things like a speck of pollen, a bit of dust, or a protein in food as the deadly enemies. This is what an allergic reaction is, a huge overreaction to a false alarm. This leads to a problem where the allergy alert branch of your immune system becomes too dominant. Now, when you're young, being around different microbes helps to train your infection-fighting branch of your immune system, which then keeps the allergy alert branch from going wild. Without that early training, the allergy alert branch will take over, ready to cause chaos at the smallest triggers. More recent science calls this the microflora hypothesis. It's not just about a lack of germs, it's about a lack of different types of good bugs in our gut. Modern life, with its processed foods, frequent antibiotic use, and even C-section births, can mess up the community of good bacteria in our gut tremendously. These tiny helpers are supposed to produce important signals that act like teachers for our immune system, showing it what to attack and what to ignore. When that community is out of balance, our immune system never fully learns the difference between friend and foe, leaving us always ready for an allergic reaction. An untrained immune system is a big part of the puzzle, but it doesn't explain why two people living in the same clean house can have totally different reactions. This is where our second clue comes in, your genes. For many people, the tendency for a stronger allergic reaction is literally written into their DNA. Scientists have found small differences in certain genes that basically turn the sensitivity dial on your body's allergy alarm way up. For example, a common variation in one gene can tell your body to produce more mucus and make your airways extra sensitive. This isn't just a runny nose, it's the reason for that thick, endless postnasal drip and breathing trouble that allergy pills will barely help. Another gene variation can directly put your body into that allergy-prone state that we just talked about. It pushes your system to create too many of the specific attack dogs that go after allergens. This genetic trait can lead to a lifetime of stronger reactions and a higher chance of getting new allergies. These genetic factors mean that for millions of people, their allergy cells are simply more reactive from the start. The cells that release histamine are on a hair trigger. It means that a little bit of pollen that might be a small problem for one person becomes a major issue for another. It's not your fault, it's your blueprint. So we have a confused immune system and, for many, a genetic tendency for allergies. But what's the final piece that locks all this into place? The final clue is maybe the most interesting: epigenetics. If your DNA is the blueprint for your body, epigenetics are like sticky notes and highlights that a construction manager adds to it. These notes don't change the blueprint itself, but they tell your body which parts of the plan to use and which parts to ignore. Most importantly, these notes are left there by your environment and lifestyle. This is where the modern world really makes its mark. For example, being exposed to air pollution can place a sticky note on your DNA that tells it to switch off the genes that help prevent allergies. This can program a child's immune system for a lifetime of being allergy prone. Even just getting older plays a part. There's a process where our bodies have more low-level inflammation as we age. This is partly caused by these epigenetic sticky notes that turn up the activity of genes that promote allergic reactions. This helps explain why some people find their allergies suddenly get worse as an adult. Chemicals in our environment can also leave these marks on our DNA that push our immune system toward allergies. Epigenetics is the bridge connecting our world to our body's instructions. It takes a problem that's already there from our clean lifestyles and our genes and cements it into our cells, making allergies more constant and harder to fix. Now, when you put all these clues together, you see the perfect storm. First, you start with a modern lifestyle that doesn't give your immune system the training it needs, leaving it unbalanced and likely to overreact. Second, you might be one of the millions of people with a genetic blueprint that already tells your body to make more mucus, more allergy attack cells, and more inflammation. Third, your life experiences, from the air you breathe to getting older, add to these sticky notes for your DNA that these are just going to be all turned up. So this locks your body into a state of high alert. This three-layered problem is then hit by a world that's literally becoming more allergic. Can you see the chaos here? Climate change can make things worse. For example, rising temperatures and more CO2 are causing plants to grow for longer and produce more pollen. Research has already found that climate change has made the North American pollen season about 20 days longer since 1990. Some predictions warn that the total amount of pollen could increase by as much as 200% by the end of the century. On top of that, our own choices in city planning have made things worse. For decades, towns have planted specific types of pear trees, like the Bradford pear, because they grow fast and they were sold as being clean and fruitless. However, these trees act like a male tree that release huge amounts of fine pollen in the early spring. This has accidentally created hotspots of highly allergic trees right in our own neighborhoods, adding a huge amount of pollen to the air that triggers bad allergy symptoms. So not only are our bodies more ready to overreact, but we are also facing a longer, more intense, and more overwhelming flood of the very things that we're sensitive to. This is why it feels like allergies are getting harder to beat. We're fighting a war on two fronts. One is inside our own bodies, and the other is against an environment that's in overdrive. The honest truth is that the simple, free advice you often hear, while it's good for your overall health, might not be enough to really fix the problem. I know from my own experience and with my children that these steps alone aren't sufficient. It's important to have healthy habits, if not for your allergies, then for your overall health. And as a dietitian, I swear by that. But to help your confused immune system, the goal is to bring back balance. This is where supporting your gut health comes in. While it's not a magic cure, eating a wide variety of fiber-rich plants, fermented foods, these will help to feed the good bacteria that are also important for a balanced immune system. This is a great step for long-term health, but it's often not a quick fix for severe symptoms. And for the overwhelming environmental factors, the goal is to reduce the load on your body. Now, this means taking steps like using a high-quality HEPA air purifier and making sure you change that filter often whenever it's needed. Checking daily pollen forecasts and planning your time outside to avoid the worst of it. It's not about hiding from the world, but creating a safe space to give your overworked system a little rest. If doing these things fixes your allergies, then great. If not, I've been there and I get it. These steps are important, but sometimes they're not the whole answer. We have a solution for that, and you can learn more about it if you check out my video, Food Allergies Gone in 3 Phases. The reason it's getting harder to beat chronic allergies isn't just that there's more pollen in the air. It's that our bodies have been quietly changed by the modern world. It's the combination of an untrained immune system, a genetic tendency, and environmental programming, which all crashes into a rapidly changing planet. But with this deeper understanding comes a new path forward. You're no longer blindly fighting symptoms. You can start to understand the battlefield inside your own body. And this knowledge gives you the power to make better choices and to look for solutions that is going to target the real source of your body's overreactions. If you're ready to find a solution and get to the root of this issue, you can book a free consult by texting me at 631-239-7161. Talk soon.